Hello, everyone, and welcome to the park. I'm Robin, at Andrew Jack without a C. I have a cat near me who is being very good behind me, just taking a little nap on her box. What? No, that's not possible. Nobody can ever sneak up on me. Yeah, so this is a lovely time. We're just going to go to an amusement park. It deals with subject matter that may be disturbing to some players during the course of play. Perfectly normal and should not be any cause for alarm. See, it's fine. Everything's fine. It's all good. Don't even worry about it.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
Where's Mr. Bear?
I haven't seen Mr. Bear, Callum. Stay in the car. I'll go and ask information.
And so it begins. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is, just not really feeling it. So I'm just gonna leave. Just walk away. It's fine. So for those of you who don't know, this game is based on the Secret World universe that Funcom has established with the Secret World MMO, which is still ongoing. Let's see. Oh, that's weird. Some kind of weird mist.
No. I have things I need to do in the park.
Oh, well, okay. So it looks like... it's fine.
What am I thinking? I can't leave.
Yeah, she's very stylish. I actually know the person who did the character design for this character, and they are like incredible at fashion, and they're currently working on some other stuff at Funcom that is very good, and I'm very excited about. So we got a little achievement there called the Mist. Don't even worry about it. It's all good.
Attention, patrons. The park is now closed. Please make your way to the car park at your
Well,
earliest
Rose,
convenience.
if you are trying to have an interest in MMOs, might I suggest the critically acclaimed Final Fantasy XIV, which contains a free trial that lets you play up to level 60 and
Callum
the
was
first
born the day
expansion,
this place
Heavensward.
opened.
No.
This is his favorite place in the world.
A tribute to the untamed heart of Solomon Island and the people who use their talents to bring the dream of Nathaniel Winter to life. May this park be a place where joy and laughter are gathered and used to infect all of those who follow after. What? What's wrong? What is it? What is the thing which concerns you? Let's actually go. Yeah, in fact, it's definitely a choice.
What?
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son's teddy bear. Hey, stop! I think your boy just ran into the park. I'll unlock the gates for you.
We won't have security go do it. You can just go look for him yourself. You're an adult. It's fine.
Callum, I told you to wait in the car.
This way.
Ooh. Atlantic Island Park. Alright, let's read it. Welcome to Atlantic Island Park. When I first came to visit Solomon Island, I fell deeply in love with its natural beauty. It's a scenic place, and I created many of my best memories here. I wanted to create a place that captures the essence of Solomon Island, a place where families would bring their children to create memories of their own. I invite you to explore this park that we have created, from the Ferris wheel, which rivals the local lighthouse for the best views of the area, to the sideshow alley, where we have many fascinating games and objects from the local area to explore. Enjoy, Nathaniel Winter. Chad the Chipmunk recommends, for the little ones, try the Tunnel of Tales for a gentle, family-friendly retelling of timeless fairy tales. If that sounds a little too slow, grab an adult and jump on the bumper cars. Full throttle fun for everyone. For the teens, pump up your adrenaline by going through a spin cycle on the Octotron. Then defy the laws of gravity on our award-winning roller coaster. Finish it all up in a house of horrors, but be warned, it might scare all the fun out of you. For the big ones, take a romantic spin on the Ferris wheel with your significant other and take in the natural beauty of Solomon Island. Follow it up with a stroll through the exotic sights and wild games of the Sideshow Alley. There truly is something for everybody at Atlantic Island Park. Once you've left Atlantic Island Park, there's still so much to do here on Solomon Island. Present this brochure to our local business partners to save big dollar bills, y'all. Places to eat. Sunshine Deli. For a light snack or something more substantial, the Sunshine Deli can find a way to satisfy your craving. Susie's Diner. Laid back dining in the heart of Kingsmith, Susie's is the place to go meet the friendly locals and sample her famous canned preserves. The Lobster Trap. When in Maine, eat lobster. Do it. The Lobster Trap is the freshest, finest seafood that exists. Reservations are recommended. Places to sleep. Overlook Motel. Run by Eddie Stone, the Overlook Motel has the best beds on the island, for the most reasonable prices. And the best part is that the motel is located just a few hundred meters up the road from Atlantic Island Park. Jack and Wendy's Bed and Breakfast. For those who prefer a more intimate setting, Jack and Wendy have several beds available. They are very popular during the season, so call early to avoid disappointment. Drink bingo! Anyway. Oops. Wow, that is the face you want greeting children.
Wait for Mommy, Callum!
So we're just going to head on up, and because we
There's
value
something
safety,
special about the entrance to an amusement park.
we're going to stay
The
still.
line drawn between the real world and the world of whimsy within. On this side, the apathy of our everyday lives. And on the other, anything we might dare to dream.
I want to take a real quick second to make sure that we get subtitles on this, because they are not enabled by default, and that seems weird to me. Here we go.
It's no wonder Callum ran back inside. I wouldn't want to leave either.
Attention employees, the park is now closed. Have a safe journey home.
So, to catch people up on people who needed the subtitles because the audio might be a little low. Oh, well, this is normal. Don't worry about it. Okay, so that's normal. Anyway, so the basics is Callum lost his teddy bear at the amusement park. We went to information. They said, it's okay, people lose things all the time. Don't blame yourself.
God. The park.
And Callum ran in.
What happened here?
And now we're chasing after him.
It's easy to get lost here.
Listen, as a fellow
Stop! Callum!
low blood pressure haver, it makes sense.
Come back.
You can't catch me.
There he is. So,
Come out, sweetie.
hello to everyone who's come in so far. Rose, Guy, Stage A, Key the Kaio.
Hello?
Sorry, I'm like picking and choosing who I refer to by username and who I refer to by... Oh, found the teddy bear. Well, we know where it is, so we'll get it later. It's fine. So, we are going to just kind of let ourselves wander around.
Where are you?
Come on, Mommy.
I try to avoid first-person games on here every so often because I know that like my tendency to play is maybe potentially nauseating for some,
Callum! Where did you go?
but I will
Over
do my
here.
best to keep it. Carrie Killian is Satan's whore. Hmm, good for her. Um, okay, looks like we can't go
Too
in here.
dark. I'm not going in there without a flashlight.
That's fine. We'll figure it out later. Yeah, we are definitely going to be seeing some stuff. This game does have some images of, like, I guess content warnings ahead. Let me think. There are content warnings for suicide depictions, uh, pharmaceutical drug use, you know, that sort of thing. Nothing too wild and crazy, but in the second half of the game, that's where we're really going to be seeing some stuff. And I
Wait for
believe
Mommy!
Over here.
there's some like really good sleep paralysis
I think
terror
this belongs to Callum.
that I really like, but the gore level is light to medium.
Chad the Chipmunk,
It's
huh?
pretty easy to take, but
Just a drunk guy in a suit.
you will know when it starts getting bad uh, when we hit the last area. Everything else up to that point is mostly going to be visual imagery, visual metaphor, that sort of stuff. Let's see. Chad the Chipmunk welcomes you to Atlantic Island Park. Chad can be seen in daily ice sculpting shows in the following locations: Sideshow Alley, the Octotron, and the park entrance. Chad the Chipmunk, worst in class. Chad can't even seem to pass. Chad gets angry, likes to fight. Chad is beaten every night. Chad will have a dead-end job. Chad will die a useless slob. Poor guy.
Callum?
Over here.
Read handwritten
What's
note.
this?
Purchased the land on Solomon Island for a pittance, I might add. Whatever old Archie Henderson did to the locals, just a mention of his name had people slamming doors and locking shutters from the moment I arrived on the island. My lawyers had arranged everything in advance, but the realtor still had to come and deliver the keys to me personally. He took it upon himself to offer me another warning. I don't know what you're planning to do with this land, Mr. Winter, but the soil here is bitter with a curse carried from the old country. Old man Henderson, he did terrible dark things. The land remembers, sir. I dismissed him shortly afterwards, mostly amused by his pathetic attempts at warning me off. I had a great vision for this place and the will to see that vision through to the very end. Atlantic Island Park. The name is perfect and I cannot imagine it being anything else. This is the start of something amazing.
Where are you?
Come on, this way.
So we've got this lovely little Jason mechanic where we can call out to Callum, but it doubles as our guidance method.
Callum? Stay where you are!
Over here.
In fact, if you have headphones on, you can actually like follow the sound pretty directly, which I think is great. Okay, so we got a thing here.
Wait, Callum! Callum? Stay where you are!
Come on, Mommy.
There's something fun that we can actually get around here. Um, Chainsaw. Hey, Scooch. Hello. and welcome to the conversation. So now we are going to go on a perfectly normal ride aboard the Tunnel of Love by ourselves. Like I said, this is a horror game. I think there isn't too much worse than Fatal Frame, so if you were okay with that, you'll probably be good here.
Near a great forest, there lived a poor woodcutter, his wife and his 2 children. A boy named Hansel and a girl named Gretel. They were very poor and had very little to bite or sup.
Scoosh. Lark has it right.
What will become of us? The woodcutter asked his wife one night. I tell you what, husband, we will take the children into the thickest part of the forest tomorrow and abandon them there. No, my wife, I cannot do that, said the man. Then we will all 4 starve, you fool. Hansel and Gretel overheard their parents talking, and Gretel began to weep. Do not fret, Gretel, Hansel said. He crept out of the hut and gathered white stones from the ground to fill his pockets. The next morning, the woodcutter leads the children into the forest. Before they leave, their mother gives them a slice of bread and warns them that they will get no more food that day.
Oh, hi. Hello.
Clever Hansel leaves a trail of white stones behind them as they pass into the woods. When their father leaves them, the children wait a while, then follow the trail back to their parents' house.
We can no longer see Chad.
After receiving a thorough scolding
just saying
from
hi.
their parents for
It's
getting
fine.
lost
Don't even
in
worry
the
about
woods, the children are sent to bed without any supper. Hansel tried to sneak out and collect more white stones, but found that the door was locked. Tomorrow I will take them into the woods myself, the wife told the woodcutter. In the morning, their mother gave them a slice of bread and led them deep into the forest once again. Hansel broke his bread into pieces and left a trail of breadcrumbs to lead them safely home. But hungry-eyed birds snatched up the breadcrumbs and his trail was destroyed. Abandoned by their parents and unable to find the trail home, the children wandered in the forest for 3 days. The children stumbled into a clearing with an exceedingly strange house. Its walls were made of gingerbread, and its windows were panes of clear sugar. Hansel, desperately hungry, ran forward and began to nibble on the walls. Nibble, nibble, little mouse. Who is nibbling at my house? An old woman emerged from the house, sniffing the air and peering around with cloudy eyes. Oh, you dear children, who brought you here? Just come in and stay with me. No harm will come to you. But Hansel and Gretel stayed back, for the old woman reminded them of their cruel mother. Come, children, don't be afraid. I have something for you. The old woman offered them 2 enormous lollipops. The children took them and began to eat. You see, nothing to fear here. Come inside, the old woman urged, and the children, still licking their sweets, followed.
Just a nice Lovely little ride.
Once inside the house, the old woman changed. She stuffed Hansel into a cage and put Gretel to work, sweeping and cleaning her hut. Your brother will make a good mouthful, the old witch told Gretel. Once he is fattened up, I shall feast upon him. Time
Good old
passed,
classic
and
tale
poor
of a
Hansel
cannibalistic
refused
witch.
to eat, fearing the day that the witch would eat him. The witch, for her part, grew impatient. Today I will cook and eat your brother, Gretel. Climb inside and light the oven. But Gretel pretended not to understand. I do not know how. Where is the opening? Fool, the old witch said. The opening is here. And she moved to show Gretel. Seizing her courage, brave Gretel gave the witch a shove, and the old crone tumbled forward into the oven. Gretel slid a large iron bolt over the door to the oven. Gretel freed her brother Hansel, and together they lit a fire beneath the oven. And though she screamed and begged, the children sat by the oven until her screams had stilled, and the witch was cooked.
And that was the day some underage kids took a
And
human
then,
life.
because even children can't survive on sweets, they divided up the body of the old witch and ate her.
Nice and fun. Wonderful little story. So the moral of the story is, sometimes cannibalism is okay. Oh, hey, dude. What's up? Got a little something on your... You know what? It's fine. No, that's just part of the story. Like, we all remember the classic bit about Hansel and Gretel, sticking the witch in the oven and then consuming her flesh to gain her power. Perfectly normal.
Callum, where did you go?
This way, Mommy.
Okay, so
Hansel and Gretel. I used to read it to Callum when the electricity was shut off. Those poor children. The whole world against them. The forest, the birds, the old witch, even their own parents. I used to imagine that Callum and I were the kids in that story. Not mother and son, but brother and sister, hand in hand against the unkind world. We were always hungry, looking for our own house made of candy, looking for the sweetness that could take the pain away. Hunger leads people to desperate, terrible places where the tree branches reach like claws. Callum!
So, once again, having a normal one. In this perfectly idyllic amusement park where nothing goes wrong. We got to see the mascot. Yeah, Kat, I'm definitely putting that in my Tinder profile next.
Don't hide from me, Callum! Another accident. This place.
This way.
Oh, I found the teddy bear. Cool, we'll just make a note of that for later. Despite the constant interruptions to work, Atlantic Island Park will be opening on time. The governor has booked to cut the ribbon, so the only real question is whether we will have any customers. I'm not truly worried, the customers will come out of simple curiosity. I deduced what was needed from the banned writings of Archie Henderson. It's astonishing to think that a resonance of positive emotions can be used to fuel such a process. Henderson himself chose to use negative, and that caused some of the taint that still lingers in this place. I will not make his mistakes. Very soon I will know if this has all been for nothing.
Stop hiding, Callum!
So yeah, I've played this game a few times now, and like I kind of fell in love with it. It was also one of the first games I played where I knew one of the people responsible for making it personally. So it was this weird moment of like having to immediately understand how like
Callum, where did you go?
someone I knew as a friend was reading the shit I said about the games they helped make. And turns out I'm very lucky that this game ended up being something I liked so much. Because then I had nothing negative to say other than I want more.
Callum?
Catch me, Mommy.
Is the stream acting up? I should actually pull up my, Okay, cool. Decide to check real quick. Cool.
Callum, where are you? This old thing used to make the blood run to my head. Make me dizzy.
Perfectly normal thing to have as your
The
decoration.
guy just snapped. Those poor kids.
Eyewitness report, Atlantic Island Park incident. Officer on duty, Sheriff F. Bannerman. Witness name, Norma Creed. Statement. We were waiting for our turn on the ride, Frank, me, and the boys. This fellow in the chipmunk suit is making an ice carving while people took photographs. Lawrence wanted to go over to him, but I've always been a bit wary of those suits. They give me the creeps. It's silly, I know. Anyway, the chipmunk man, he was carving and picking away at the ice, and at first we thought he was making some animal like a tiger or a lion, but as more and more ice fell away, when he first looked, it was like a human face smiling out of that block of ice, but the more you looked at it, the more you saw that there was something not quite right about the proportion, something unnatural that made your heart begin to beat just a little bit faster, like you were prey and that thing in the ice was a hunter. But then these teenagers walked up and one of them made a face at the carving and said something rude to the guy in the chipmunk suit, and then, well, he went berserk. For a few moments it was chaos. Everybody was running away from the guy who had one of the teenagers on the ground, and he was stabbing with the ice pick, and blood was spraying, and people were screaming, and Frank and I had the kids, and we were dragging them away as fast as we could. Last thing I saw before Frank dragged me away was that the eyeball of one of those poor kids had landed on the ice sculpture, making the horrible creature look more or less alive. Once again, having a normal one. Right? Like, you gotta be willing to wear a stifling suit for hours on end. Let's see. We're gonna slow this down, and we're going to have a little ride. Do all that and do ice sculpture. It's great. Oh, well. This is going a little fast. That's kind of weird. Oh. Hey guy. Oh, yeah, you are large and in charge. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That was normal. That was a part of the ride. It was just, you know. Sometimes you're just on a ride and it goes so fast that your blood pressure just kind of goes askew and you start hallucinating, and that's normal, right? Yeah, that's totally normal. So once again, another totally normal right. Oh, a guy. Let's just go say hi. No guy. Okay, that's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Oh, I remember this.
Totally normal family. Totally not a photo taken very suddenly.
Come out, sweetie.
Okay, there are a couple ways we can go, and we are going
Treachery hides
to
in thoughts. Treachery that lashes like
play
a
around a
whip
bit.
and scars our insides. The first time I saw Callum, my thoughts betrayed me. I looked down at this wrinkled, red, bawling thing and I thought, is that it? We build our world from expectations, and the world that I had built for Callum was no different. He was so real, so there, and so far from my expectations. And they shattered, and as they fell in pieces, that one treacherous thought became a new foundation. All of the love that we shared, all of the warmth and goodness that followed, built on a single, traitorous thought.
I thought working in the park for a summer would be a lot of fun, but the end of the season here really drags. There aren't many tourists around, and so most of the staff spend their days standing around gossiping. And most of that gossip is about Chad. I mean, Steve. See, even I am starting to call him Chad, and I went to school with the guy. It's that goddamn suit. In the beginning, it was a laugh. Steve, the local lush, as Chad the Chipmunk, child-friendly mascot at Atlantic Island Park, lock up your daughters and all of that. But the more he wears that suit, the weirder Steve is getting. At first, it was little things like refusing to change out of the suit at work and taking it home with him every day. But then I saw him at Susie's diner, still wearing it, and it wasn't even a work day. Some of the staff complained, discreetly, to the park management about the smell. I saw him walking and talking with Mr. Winter, the owner, one day, but nothing seems to have changed. The suit still smells like a carcass whenever Steve walks by, and apparently Steve has picked up some new skills since the last time I saw him puking up in a gutter outside Psychoil Station. He sure as hell can carve a mean ice sculpture. The shapes he makes in the ice, though, they give me the creeps. Steve came by the booth today, lucky me, and he just hung around for a while. I couldn't really tell because of the suit, but it seemed like he was just staring at me. Sizing me up. Eye-fucking me, whatever he was doing. I asked him what he wanted, and he just stood there, not saying anything. Eventually, I called my supervisor, and when he came by, Steve, wandered off. My supervisor told me to put everything in writing, so here it is. Also, I quit. I don't want to see that chipmunk suit ever again. Laura Henman. Oh, hey!
I'm not playing anymore, Callum.
Oh, there is a person back there. Interesting. Yeah, this game definitely deals in a lot of
Callum, come back here
very
right
complex thoughts. Secret World is very much a psychological horror universe. And the park plays up on that a lot. So, Kat has some very insightful insight.
now. Constant crashes and 80s music. I guess it floats someone's boat. Callum!
Mother duck said quack, 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 quack.
No, no, no. Stop! Stop! Stop, doctor! Stop it, please!
once again, having a normal one.
Callum, tell Mommy where you are.
This way.
Mommy needs to see you, Callum.
This way, Mommy.
Where are you?
There we go.
Over here.
Come back.
Can't catch me.
Accident report. Employee name, Francis Dufresne. Time and date of the accident/incident, 25th of October, 1976. Job titles and department, laborers working on the crane. Supervisor, Richard Stapleton. Witnesses, Lawrence Creed, Michael Edgeworth. Brief description of the accident or incident. During the transport of the bumper cars into the arena, one of the straps attaching the load to the truck came untied, causing a cascade of bumper cars onto Francis, who was standing directing the driver. Francis was crushed by the weight of the cars. Describe any injuries caused. Francis was killed. Did the injured employee see a doctor? Yes. If yes, did you file an employer's portion of a workers' comp form? Yes. Supervisor's comment. Dexter, the truck driver, claims to have seen someone on the back of the load, undoing the straps. Nobody else reported seeing that. The sheriff has requested that Dexter provide them with urine samples. What could have been done to prevent this accident/incident? Double-checking the straps after transit should be mandatory, and drug screening for all drivers. Have the unsafe conditions been corrected? No. Additional comments and notes. The local laborers are very superstitious, and this hasn't helped. Some of them are refusing to return to work until we have someone from the local church walk the park and exorcise the spirits. Well, that's not great.
Callum? Callum!
I'm sure it's fine, though.
It's a matter of public record that I am a failure as a mother. Once, when Callum was very small, I left him asleep in the car while I ran an errand. Don't even remember what it was. When I came back, the sheriff was standing next to the car, watching my boy through the window. I didn't like what I saw in his eyes. Judgment. He wrote me the ticket without saying a word, just the scratch of his pen on the notepad. When he gave it to me, our eyes met. I know what you're going through. My daughter, Helen, she just gets some help. Help was a bolt of lightning. Help was 1,000 volts surging through my veins. Help is agony. I'd rather die. I wanted to scream. I'd rather you pulled your gun and shot me. But instead my mouth said, "Yes, Sheriff."
Continually delayed by the incompetence of the builders. The problem is that they are locals, and so they believe a lot of the rumors about what Old Man Henderson used to do here. They grew up on those tales. Every time a bolt comes loose or a wrench goes missing, those fools are crossing themselves against black magic. Of course, that is why I chose this site over all other potentials. Solomon Island is a nexus for dark energies, and the thought of all that power just dissipating beneath the earth here, it makes my skin crawl. I called in a few favors back in Brooklyn and got someone at the local academy to see if they had any interesting books about local history. Turns out they do. And it turns out that Old Man Henderson has some pretty strong connections to the Brooklyn crowd. Perhaps something he wrote will help me find the piece of the plan that I am missing. Hey, who wants to take a ride on a Ferris wheel?
Stay where you are!
That'll be fun, right? Yeah, that'll be real fun.
Callum, where did you go?
So we're gonna run up here, follow the totally normal sound of a baby crying.
So they are going to close this place down. Doesn't surprise me.
It's Inspection result, unsafe, close the park. Inspectors connects. After touring the park, riding the rides, and viewing the startling number of incidents suffered here in the park, it is this inspector's opinion that Atlantic Island Park should be shut down until Nathaniel Winter complies with all safety regulations. While I understand that there is a sensitive political relationship between Mr. Winter and the senator, I nevertheless suggest that such political considerations be set aside in condemning Atlantic Island Park. The rides at first glance appear well constructed and maintained, but the sheer number of incidents in the park during the last few years and during construction lead me to believe that there is something wrong at the base level of construction, and we should close the park and fully investigate these flaws. To wit, here is a partial list of the fatalities in the park since the opening only 2 years ago. Family of 3 killed when a roller coaster cart derailed. 14 separate incidents of broken bones and crushed ribs while riding the Octotron. 3 suicides from the top of the Ferris wheel. A child seriously injured on the escalator. Over a dozen children reported missing in a House of Horrors since its construction. 1 report of drowning in the Tunnel of Tales. The sheer volume of incidents means that it is my strongest recommendation that Atlantic Island Park be closed immediately. Signed, David Wilson. I'm sure it's nothing. So let's slow this down so that we can get aboard and have ourselves a lovely time riding the Ferris wheel. Now, we are alone, which means we won't really be able to, like, enjoy the Ferris wheel at maximum capacity. Like, it won't be the full potential, but, you know, I have a feeling that, like, when we get up there, we'll see some really beautiful sights and have ourselves a lovely time where nothing wrong will happen at all. I mean, look at that. Solomon Island is just gorgeous. Yes, very foggy.
People come into your
But,
life
no.
for a reason. Dad used to say that before Mom ran off. After that, he mostly just drank. Things were different for Don and I. When we met, I was sweeping the floor at Susie's diner. He came in with some workers, but he didn't try to flirt or cop a feel like the others. He just ordered a coffee and sat there, watching me. When my shift was over, he offered to walk me home. I don't know how to describe that walk. We talked and laughed and eventually kissed. It felt like love. It felt like a fairy tale. I can't tell you if Callum was made that night or one of the ones that followed. But I think it has to be that night. That one perfect night. Dawn and I moved in together, but then, well, he died. According to the supervisor, his safety harness failed when he was working on the top of the Ferris wheel. Dawn was there one moment, and then gone. Sometimes people leave your life for no reason. I was 3 months pregnant with Callum. Fairy tale fucking over.
So now we can kind of see that this park has some very direct ties to why Lorraine is the way she is. All right. There was nothing weird that happened after that. We can just move on without questioning. Yeah, Lorraine's voice actress is, like, I think she fucking nails it. I genuinely love her performance.
Mommy is coming, Callum!
There's just, she pulls off this kind of, not exactly unhinged, but unsettled feeling. And, like, it's hard to explain. Like, she does such a good job of sounding like she's reliving trauma. like she's in a therapy session and like these emotions are just coming out and she's doing her best to keep it together
Callum!
and it's just not
Tell Mommy where you are!
quite working, but she's doing her best. Oh. Well. Oh, we got a roller coaster ticket.
Where are you? Come to Mommy, Callum!
Mommy, he's watching you.
Mommy is coming, Callum! A lot of people idolize their children.
Do it, Mom.
You hear them talking about their kids and just the way they talk, their fucking voices make me want to vomit. My angel likes to read, and little Johnny is so good on the piano. Fuck those people! You give up 9 months of your life carrying them, you traumatize yourself giving birth to them, and then you spend the rest of your life as their slave. Wiping asses, mopping up piss, feeding them. Little life-sucking monsters who take and take and take until... we all go insane. Any parent who pretends otherwise is just dishonest. That's called choice supportive bias. I am honest. Callum really grinds my gears, and he owes me everything. Everything. It'd serve the little fuck right if I just abandoned him. Where are you, Callum?
She's having a real one right now. And
I always
while...
wanted to ride this one.
Oop.
Never got around to do it before. Mommy is coming, Callum.
What I especially love about her performance is that, like, you can tell that, like, yeah, she is rationalizing as hard as she possibly can, to great detriment to her mental health. Exactly. Let me get rid of some notifications that are popping up on my, there we go, computer. And now we time to ride the roller coaster, which we have already confirmed has a tendency to derail, but that's fine. Hey, bud.
What do you want?
We need to talk about Callum.
Oh.
What do you mean? What have you done to him?
That's insulting. You and your boy are everything that this place doesn't want. The antithesis of what we stand for.
Where is Callum?
The poor child. He tried so hard to do what he was taught. He even left you a trail of breadcrumbs. But the park is just so hungry.
Tell me where my son is.
The witch has him now. Has both of you. No happy ending here, I'm afraid.
Just leave me alone.
Fool. You always were.
Yeah, I was about to say, Aleph, that is like... I didn't notice that until this playthrough. Just the way the horns on the cart just look like feet under a sheet. Like, it's just very good, is the thing.
Callum? Callum!
Oh, there's a thing up there. Let's go look for a secret. I'm also going to turn off something real quick. Where is... Oh, I can't turn off vibration. That's weird. Oh well. My controller is just kind of going nuts at the moment, which is fine, but kind of frustrating at times. It works. The calculations and adjustments worked. The transport and the storage mechanism seemed to be flawless. What a wonderful day. If only these people knew what they were fueling. And so what if a few people leave the park at the end of the day feeling dour? So what if the children are more scared than excited on their roller coaster? That could be the doorway to immortality. Such doorways open only to those who have the will to find the key. So, as you might have surmised,
Come back!
there are some things going on at this amusement park that are not normal. We're not just seeing the effects, we're also learning the causes. And isn't that
This
fun?
isn't a game, Callum! The witch awaits. I can help you, Callum.
Keep them away from me.
Callum has bruises on his arms, finger marks. Someone has been hurting him. I've asked him, demanded really, to know where he got the marks. But he doesn't want to answer me. Something has scared him into silence. He doesn't dare talk. He's been changing too. Something sinister lurks in the darkness behind his eyes. I catch him staring at me at odd moments. In the night, he tosses and turns and cries out words that I cannot understand. When I try to soothe him, he snaps and bites at my fingers. I think he wants to talk to me. I think he wants to tell me. But they are watching him every minute of every day. They are whispering to him in his sleep, changing him. They are taking my baby away from me. I can save him. There will be pain. But I love him, and in the end, he will understand why. Callum, where are you?
Don't let him take me.
And now time for the sideshow portion of the program.
I'm not playing anymore, Callum!
Follow the breadcrumbs.
Perfectly normal gate closing behind us.
The whole town was shocked by that one. Never found out who did it.
Cotton candy corpse leaves sour taste in park goers' mouths by Hal Laurel. That's a headline. Yesterday evening, visitors to the Atlantic Island Park were shocked and horrified by the discovery of a dismembered corpse behind the cotton candy stand. According to the local authorities, the corpse has yet to be identified. However, they have confirmed that the remains appear to be those of a child. The corpse was discovered by a group of teenagers from Innsmouth Academy who noticed a pair of ravens tugging at something just out of sight behind the shack. Nathaniel Winter, the owner of Atlantic Island Park, has released the following statement. It is a true tragedy when something like this occurs, especially in a place that was designed to bring forth happiness and joy. The staff of Atlantic Island Park offer their condolences to the family and friends of the victim and will cooperate fully with the authorities to help bring this case to rest. The Solomon Chronicle will provide daily updates on the story going forward. Yeah, it's very Babadook, and we're starting to like pick up on some
Come back!
some
I'm
cosmic
scared.
horror references.
Callum? Callum!
What are you scared of?
Let's see. I want to take a quick second to make sure there's nothing I'm missing so far, because I would hate to pass on anything that could be missed. So far, we've been doing really well. Actually, I think we're good. I think we've gotten everything we could possibly get.
This isn't a game, Callum! Callum, where are you?
Oh, hey. Cotton candy.
Oh, bastard. Who did this to him?
Oh, hi.
I can help you, Callum.
There's something new over here. Let's check it out. Take pills.
These are mine.
Fortunately, we don't get to see what kind of pills they are. Okay, this is fine. This is entirely fine. Oh, hi. Oh. Okay. Then I'll just go this way. It's fine. Oh, I found the teddy bear. Good. We'll just remember this for later. Or not. That's fine.
Don't touch me.
Future Times by Laurel and Howdy. Belly button is the signature of your personal creator. I believe her name was Mama. Every 17th child is a magnet for sinfulness made omniscient by broken fires in the coastal. Strain. We don't believe that the earth belongs to battered goats and shamrock afterbirth. Only the truly naked wrens of righteous indignation are severed by war-cross cleavages in trust exercise arrhythmia. Beaumont will come to the island bearing the talisman, and he will shatter the seals that bind the orthodoxy of corruption. Only then will priests shoot, sluts reveal, housewives pontificate, and delayed messiahs make axles for the rescue of Tango and Cash. Sweet the temptress who grips the shaft, twists the shaft, absconding with Third Age fire into Fourth Age darkness, while gods lie writhing on the shattered face of the earth. Gaia has sweetness and grace, but her days are numbered, and heavy-fisted hives break before frozen wills and calligraphic actresses in pencil and paper pornography. The all-seeing eye will provide decade-long updates on this story going forward. So, once again, normal. Perfectly normal. Pickled punks! Love it. Okay, he had us go around for fun, and now we're back at the exit.
Oh, God, no.
It's very good, right? Wish I could write that well.
The park is a collage of contradictions all of its own. Millions of people die every year in car crashes, and the park has little cars designed specifically to simulate that action. Hear the children scream with joy. In the sideshow alley, you can walk away with 15 cents worth of mass-produced Chinese teddy bears, while a grinning carny pockets your hard-earned $5. What secrets lie beneath the sullen waters of the lake? The tears of jilted lovers, the soiled condoms of illicit affairs, the clotted blood of the lonely suicide. And the face of the witch looms over it all. I've always despised her toothy grin and warty nose. I hate that sparkle in her weathered, watchful eyes. I think Callum is waiting for me. Inside. I'm not playing anymore, Callum!
Don't let the witch put me in the oven.
Okay, so this next and, while long, final section is definitely where things get the most twisted.
This isn't a game, Callum!
So we're definitely going to get into the most sensitive part of the game. Because we still have plenty of time, if anyone feels the need to take a break, ask for a quick pause to gather their wits, by all means. I will use that opportunity to just stay in place and explore what's immediately around us without moving forward. But otherwise, I will just take a nice measured pace.
Please, don't make me see.
Yeah. Gotta get the flashlight. Done. Atlantic Island Park has closed its gates. A jeering throng of townfolk gathered as we hung the heavy iron padlock on the gates. Small-minded fools scared of what they don't understand. My machines lie silent and dejected, but I am not beaten. I have sent my wife and son back to Boston, and I have retreated here to the House of Horrors. I must think.
Don't leave me!
Really starting to see some familiar design elements in this guy, huh? Anyway. Oh yeah, this is also the place with some jump scares. One's about to come up. They're very cheap jump scares, but they're jump scares nonetheless.
Show yourself?
Big ol' wolf guy. Love him. Hey, Chad. Neat effect this game has is whenever you see those pulses, you can bet the controller is vibrating. I have it on my leg right now just so I can get a little bit of immersion. Oh, hey. There's our guy. Let's see. Take a look in here. Yep, nothing weird. So we're just gonna move along this perfectly normal path. Boogie. Let's check this out first. Never know when there's going to be additional notes. Things to pick up.
I'm a horrible mother. Where is he? Where
Oh,
is
you're
my
fine.
boy?
You're fine. You just have some, things to work out in therapy. It's fine. You're trying your best, and that's okay. Hey! Yes? Oh hey, there's a page. Incidents, and I cannot dismiss them as random chance. The park works, but something is interfering with its intended function. As though the very air in this place is corrupting the power even as I collect it. A few casualties here and there are acceptable, but when employees go on stabbing rampages, it draws attention. Rather not have the boys in blue, either kind, investigating this place too closely. It's a shame about Steve. Rather liked him. Hey, bud. Hey to you too. Yeah, yeah. Anyway. Well, thank you. Just opening the door for me like that. It's
Who
very,
was that?
very kind.
One little duck went out one day.
Got it. Hey, sup? Uh, got any rooms available? No? Okay, you're clearly busy.
I'm a horrible mother. Where is he?
So let's just walk on through. Go into a basement, which is always normal. And never not terrifying.
What have you done with him?
Nightmare Circus by Farron Calm. Circus burns to the ground on opening night, killing dozens. The owner is put to death by an enraged mob of townsfolk just as he shouts out a curse. Now Raven, a dark-souled wanderer, comes to the ruins at dusk in search of his missing mother. Let the show begin.
Don't leave me! After they let me out, they gave me Callum back and sent me home with a handful of breadcrumbs. Home, bittersweet home. I barely recognized it. Where there had been color and light, there were shadows and regrets. Where there had been warmth, there was a bone-deep coldness that never went away. I tried my hardest to keep the ghosts at bay. Don, watching from the dusty corners while I tried to teach his son to read. My father, coldly assessing me and finding me lacking. I devoted myself to Callum, did the things that they told me. It will get better, they said. Every day will be a little better than the last. I'm in the woods now, lost and afraid. Things never got any better.
After multiple attempts to collect payment, we regret to inform you that your service has been disconnected or will be disconnected shortly. Please do the following. Make the payment listed on your last bill, contact us on this number, and we can arrange a payment plan so that you can immediately be reconnected. If you believe that this is an error, call us on this number to discuss your options. If you are unable to make payment, please contact your local welfare office to discuss a placement for you and your loved ones. Winter in Maine is cold and brutal. Don't face it without electricity. The Dunwich Power Company. Oh boy, another book. A shocking true story. Hunger. The true story of the Donners. On April 16th, 1846, a group of covered wagons began the 2,500-mile journey to California. Just 8 months later, they found themselves stranded in the Sierra Nevada mountains with very little to bite or sup. It was to become one of the greatest tragedies of westward migration that the world had ever seen. Now, our panel of Donner experts have uncovered compelling evidence that the families were forced to resort to cannibalism in order to survive that terrible winter. In this never-before-seen expose, read about how the Donner children were forced to eat their brothers and sisters in order to survive. All here in the pages of this shocking true story. Yeah. The Wilting, Susan Anscombe. With this novel, Susan Anscombe cements her place as one of the most important science fiction writers of a generation. A solar flare has struck the Earth. Millions of people are uprooted from their homes. A young meteorologist searches desperately for a way to stop global overheating. An exotic dancer named Chance O'Hara is the key to saving the world. Again. Dynamic, exciting, bombastic. Everything we've come to expect from an Anscombe novel. Chance O'Hara is back, and you better believe that she is bigger, better, and bolder than ever. Sounds like something I would write, jeez. Oh hey, a doctor. I love a little picture. Perfectly normal ball cap. Absolutely everything is just fine. Idyllic, even. Rubik's Cube. I love how all these pictures are different. Actually went through the effort of making individual drawings. I love you. Let's see. Okay, I think we're good here. Perfectly normal house time. Oh look, it's them at the zoo. Look how pleasant all this is. Yeah, it's a little bit weird at times. Drop off Callum, electricity bill, fix faucet, perfectly normal grocery list. Oh boy, a wrench. Let's see. Oh, well, that door's locked. How about this? What's in here? Just some exposed meat, bottle of wine, fruits and veg, you know, perfectly normal. Kinda weird, but no judgment. Looking at classroom. Lorraine, I received your letter and I am quite surprised. You ran off with your father all of those years ago, then disappeared off the edge of the map, and then when I finally tracked you down, refused to answer any of my letters. Now you write to me asking for help. I have another family now and another life. Your father was a horrible man, and I regret the years that I wasted with him. I loved you, I truly did, but every year you grew more and more like him. You were his girl, never really mine. Still, I would have fought for custody if you hadn't run away with them. It broke my heart, but I needed to go on living. I can't let you back into my life without picking open old wounds. Sorry, Lorraine, but I just can't do it. Maybe one day it'll be easier and I can meet Callum, but not yet. Not ready to forgive you. Please don't contact me again. Miss Maylard, as we agreed in our meeting today, we consider you fully recovered from your illness. This letter is official notification that you are considered sound of body and mind and may return to work at any time. Please note that you should discontinue any medication that you have been using and dispose of any remaining medicines. If you feel at any time that you are suffering a relapse, then please make contact with your local physician immediately. We wish you continued good health, Dr. Spencer, Dunwich Medical. Yeah, Lark, I know. Let's see. Miss Maylard, our enquiry into the estate of Mr. Donald Williams has been completed. We regret to inform you that the primary beneficiaries of his estate, including the life insurance settlement for accidental death, were listed as Rose Williams and Richard Williams of New York State, the deceased parents. Our agency made contact with Mr. and Mrs. Williams and explained your situation, especially as regards the birth of Donald's son, Callum. Fortunately, they were not receptive to our overtures, and they specified that without any legal proof of a biological relationship, they consider you ineligible to receive any of the monies from Donald's estate. They have asked that we no longer contact them regarding this matter. I understand that this may have a negative impact on your current financial situation, and I hope that I'm not being too forward when I enclose the bill for our services with this letter. Oof. So she lost her husband. A lot of people abandoned her. Something got her twisted up. The park, it was a waitin' on a child for taken. Using joy for baitin', while their mother's mind is breakin'. Analgesia wins. Yeah, she is having a time. So I made mention that this is in the Secret World universe. There's reasons why I bring that up. Lorraine, things aren't right between us at the moment. I know. I want to try and explain it. I think it is because I am so far from home and I am working so hard. Every day working at the park, it gets worse. Like a spring inside my mind winding tighter and tighter and tighter. When we go for drinks after work, it gets a little better. The guys relax and we laugh and we're good people again. I don't want to come home to you without being in my right mind. But when this job is done, we need to get out of this place. We need to go back to the city where I don't feel like this anymore. I love you, Donald. Yes, I was thinking about names for boys and girls. I like Callum for a boy, and Emma if it's a girl. Hunger, the true story of Holodomor. In the spring of 1933, in the Soviet Ukraine, an entire population found themselves without food. Over the course of the coming months, the situation grew critical and reports of mass malnutrition began to filter into the upper echelons of the government. The people had been left with very little to bite or sup. It was to become one of the greatest tragedies of mass starvation that the world had ever seen. Now, our panel of Soviet experts have uncovered the compelling evidence that the families were forced to resort to cannibalism in order to survive the terrible winter. In this never before seen expose, read about how the starving parents cooked and ate their own children in order to survive. All here in the pages of this shocking true story. With this novel, Lorraine cements her place as one of the most important science fiction writers of a generation. Solar flare has struck the Earth. Millions of people are uprooted from their homes. A young meteorologist searches desperately for a way to stop global overheating. And exotic dancer named Lorraine is the key to saving the world, again. Dynamic, exciting, bombastic. Everything we've come to expect from a Lorraine novel. Lorraine is back, and you better believe that she is bigger, better, and bolder than ever. Cigarettes, pill bottles, and Rubik's Cube that is in progress. No more wrench.
Don't
That's fine. Oh, organize babysitter for Callum. Follow up with Dr. Spencer. Take the pills. Zo Zolift prescription. Meat is getting decayed. There's less and less. Hey, listen, it's psychological horror, baby.
little duck went out one day.
I didn't run away. Dad took me. That was the mother's letter that we got to see. And we're finding out a little bit more of the story. Let's see. Looks like this is largely the same, just slightly more stained. So let's move on. Go down the stairs. A chipmunk goes a stab, stab, stabbing in the eyes, a jab, jab, jabbing. And all the town is gab, gab, gabbing. Just lie down and let it happen. Basal ganglia win. Oh, well. These, children's pictures are looking a little weird. Story of Hansel and Gretel. A long time ago, in a forest in the woods, there lived a woodcutter, his wife, and his 2 children. A boy named Hansel and a girl named Gretel. They were very poor and had very little to bite or sup. This story has been doctored to hide the truth from the unsuspecting public. Now our panel of fairy tale experts have uncovered compelling evidence that Hansel and Gretel were in fact eaten alive. In this never-before-seen expose, read about how their parents inexpertly tried to cover it up by telling stories about a witch in a house made of candy. All here in the pages of this shocking fake story. This is the same book as before, but with more disturbing pictures. Things are not looking great. Hat is bloody. See her try. See her why. Bye bye. See her cry.
That's the way it goes. And old fans, new fans, any fans, old fans.
Let's see. Shopping list. Zoloft prescription. Prescription, prescription, prescription. Remember, more pills. Tickets to Atlantic Island Park. Another picture. Just wine. A terrible time in the car. That looks like it's on fire. Again. Perfectly normal. Some blood stains. That's fine. Okay, that's all good. Let's see. Read letter. Picture's getting a little worse. This is fine. Alright, let's see what's next. Read notice. Hey, bud. Now, we're definitely hitting those Babadook vibes really hard right now. And considering when this was made... Oh, hey! Anyway, considering when this was made, this would have been in development around the same time as Babadook. The boogeyman goes a walk, walk, walking, sneaking, stealing, a stalk, stalk, stalking. Is he really a talk, talk, talking? Now is not the time for balking. Cerebral cortex win. Of course, as we get to the end of this, we will, the story. I will explain as best I can what happens. The woodcutter is dead. The witch always wins. All here in the pages of this broken story. Ooh. With Can You Hear Us, Lorraine, one of the most important science fiction writers of a generation. A sun will struck the earth. Millions of cattle are uprooted from their homes. A young shadow searches desperately for a way to stop global domination. And exotic dancer Listen Lorraine is the key to saving the world. Again. Dynamic, exciting, irrepressible. Everything we've come to expect. Answer Us Lorraine novel. Lorraine, we are watching. You better believe that she is bigger, better, and bolder than ever. Aw. A happy couple. My 2 best friends, Dawn and Laura. Say bye-bye. Just a good old creepy doll head. alone. Nobody loves you. Callum is no longer mine. Who he once was. There we go. Once again, things are slowly unsettling. Oh. Bloody ice pick. That's fine. Well, nope, that's not fine. We are now trapped. Oh, okay, we're good. Worried for nothing. Looks like we can't go in there. That's pretty normal. Slowly descending into madness. Miss Maylard, as we agreed in our meeting today, we consider you to be batshit fucking insane. Let's be clear, you are in no way sound of mind and body, and you are a danger to everyone around you. Please note that your only escape from this should be drugs. A shitload of them. Smoking, snorting, oral, intravenous, take them any way you can and as often as you can. That shit can only make your life better. In case there was any doubt, you are suffering a relapse and nobody really cares. Nobody can help you now. Don't fuck this up. Dr. Spock, Dunwich Medical. So, if you haven't picked up, let's see. Thank you, William, for the new watch. It is very nice. It has made me a happy carrot. With all of the Lovecraft references and everything, Secret World is definitely a story about what if all conspiracies, what if all horror stories were true. So what we're witnessing is the effects of an area on a population. Lorraine, I need you to focus on what we are discussing. The chipmunk killer, Steve Gardner, he was locked away for what he did to those kids. Nathaniel Winter hasn't been seen in years, but he's nowhere near Atlantic Island Park. We've established this. You know this. So we're not just witnessing some bad things happening. We are witnessing the effects of an area that has been cursed. We are talking. Can you hear us, Lorraine? The killing. A son will be devoured. All the cattle will be enslaved. The shadow lies on your future, our domination. If you listen, Lorraine, you are the key to damning the world. We are irrepressible. You can only join us, Lorraine. Lorraine, we are one. Progressively bloodier. Oh, well, the walls are bleeding. That's fine. See her lie, see him die, see her cry, see her try. Say bye-bye, ask her why. Forget Don, Dad, not him. A baby being burned in the oven. House very quickly falling apart. A history of Solomon Island. Watch me rot. Using the letters from the I am a happy carrot letter. Oh hey, something a little different, a little calmer.
Stories are told again and again, and from their shape we build our understanding of the world. Two children are led into the woods. They are lost for a time, but then are captured by an old witch. A child goes missing in Atlantic Island Park. He wanders lost for a time before finding his way into the mouth of an old witch. In the oldest version of this story, the mother and the witch were the same person. I never wanted to be the witch. But I am, aren't I?
Kids broke in today. It's been so long since I heard laughter. So very long. I took one of them. I couldn't help myself. It was fast, the others didn't notice. I liked hearing him laugh, this boy from the academy. I put him on a slab. I tickled him until he couldn't breathe. My machines came to life, whirring in time to his gasps and shrieks. I think this is delightful. The change wrought in me by the machines is not yet complete. There must be other children I can lay on my slab. Eyes without sparkle. Postpartum depression note is pretty rock solid by this point, huh? Oh, hi. Well, look at that. Let's just walk on in and not question what we're doing.
God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Callum. Callum! Callum. Callum. Callum!
Hey, Lorraine. Lorraine. Don't blame yourself, Lorraine. People lose things all the time. Take a deep breath and think about the last place you saw your son.
In my heart and mind, I always return to Atlantic Island Park.
And that was the park. It is a weirdly affecting game. So let's talk a little bit about what we experienced. Because what we saw wasn't necessarily representative of reality, as you can probably tell. So, here is the most common interpretation. The setup of the secret world and the setup of the park here is that there is an other side. There is another dimension. There is the occult. There is this cosmic terror lying beneath the surface. Solomon Island was a font of negative energy. It was a cursed place where anyone who showed up there was tainted. Nathaniel Winters was trying to utilize this for his own goals. Unfortunately, there were a lot of victims as a result. This includes Don, Lorraine's husband, and also includes Callum. But Lorraine is also a victim. While we see that she plunges that ice pick into Callum, we also see the boogeyman, Nathaniel Winters. The problem isn't that Lorraine killed Callum. The problem is that Callum was killed by the park, possibly by Nathaniel Winters or Steve in the Chad the Chipmunk costume. But after losing Dawn, Lorraine had a hard time coping. And trying to cope, trying to deal, trying to give Callum a better life, wanted to at least use the park, one of the last places she really had any good memories, as a way of spending some good time with them. But losing Callum to the park, she felt guilty because she wasn't a very good mother. She couldn't cope with Dawn's loss. And so when we reach the final moments of the game, we are seeing her blaming herself for the things that were done by the island, by Nathaniel Winters, by the effects of the grounds on which the park was built. She didn't kill Callum, but she believed she did through her own neglect, due to her own struggles with mental illness, with trauma, with postpartum depression, with very normal, real things that people deal with. So all of this viewing of like how people didn't have faith in her, all the stuff about like how her mother disowned her, all this stuff, these are perceptions. These are things that she experienced in some fashion, but are twisted by her own trauma, her own difficulty to deal with her husband's death, and her own difficulty in dealing with her son's death. Lorraine is in the aftermath of recovery, or rather in the aftermath of suffering. And this is essentially her reliving the experience, going over in her head what all has happened. And at the end, when we see the information booth guy reappear as a detective, an officer, trying to help her figure out where her son is, fact is, she relapsed. She went back to the park because that was the only place she could go. She tried looking for him, even though he was already gone. Anyway, that was the park. With that explanation, I hope you understand like why it's one of my favorite short-form horror games. It goes through a lot, and it is kind of heavy, but it's really smooth. It's visually stunning. It is some great short-form horror, and I wish they would do more in the Secret World universe like this. I freaking love this game. I think they do a lot with it that is really interesting. And I think if you ever want to give it a shot yourself, Like, yeah, I showed you as much as I could, but like, there's bound to be some stuff I missed. I'm sure I didn't get every single achievement in the game. I'm sure I didn't get every single shot or bit of dialogue. But yeah, that was the park. I hope you guys enjoyed it. There's nothing else to show you, so I will go ahead and call it here. We will be picking up Fatal Frame 2, The Crimson Butterfly, or just Crimson Butterfly without the this Saturday. So I hope you guys will tune in for that. Tomorrow I'll be doing some draw stream suggestion stuff, so if you enjoy that, hey, I love doing it. We will continue our Spoof Month Spectacular all the way through October as best I possibly can. It'll probably be mostly PS2 games, but I'm glad for this brief excursion into the park. So yeah, that's just about everything. Follow, subscribe, click the notification bell to know when I'm streaming off schedule. Get hydrated, get vaccinated, get masked up. Be good, be safe, be awesome, be gone. Thank you very much, guys. Gals, non-binary pals.